How's it, Aloha gang? Welcome to High Now Daily. I'm Kaino Carlson.
And I'm Rachel Pocaro, and I'm very excited to be back with this guy here in High Now studio. We got so much to come. What's going on?
Big time fun on today's Aloha Tuesday show. Starting things off with our local musician over here. Ryan Perez is hanging out. We're going to be talking all about local music and his love for the ukulele. How about you?
Yes, we're going to move over here because it is National Mental Health Awareness Month. So we have Britt Young over here who's going to tell us the 411 on how we can keep healthy, of course, with our minds. Wellness is so important.
Very important. Also equally important, food, right, Doc? That's a big part of it. In fact, right now in the High Now kitchen, we got one of Hawaii News Now's favorites up there, Chef Colin Hazama, throwing up the double shaka over there. He is here from C4 Table. He's going to be doing a tea-scented onaga later in the show. Rachel, I have never had that, but I can tell you this. Anything Chef makes is going to be ono.
No doubt about that. I think you're going to be heading up after this, so save me some once you get up there. But yes, we are here in the High Now studio, back together. We have to address this, though, speaking of dress. We're matching today.
The matching.
Unintentional.
I know what everyone's thinking. You planned it. We did not.
No,
full disclosure.
Yeah.
Just
but
chemistry.
I gotta say, it looks good, the bright. I mean, you know, we did that color testing where it can go on your skin tone, what works best for you. I think this is working for both of us.
Okay, I gotta ask, what do you have on? I mean, shout out to Manaola. This is their fern print over here.
Yeah.
Everything that guy creates as well.
Yeah,
it's
mine
magic.
is a collaboration with two local artists. So we've got Ocean's End with Yire. So we've got a double combo here, and I'm here for it.
That's right. And hey, speaking of a double combo, how about Kaiu Adamis as well as Dr. Kealohi Rapun, who are actually joining us today to kick off not just our show, but what is going to be a brand new segment here on High Now Daily as we celebrate ʻōlelo Hawaii. Welcome into the show, gang.
Yeah,
yes. Happy to have you. Okay, this is going to be very exciting, not only for us too, because we are 100% diving into ʻōlelo Hawaii here on High Now Daily, but you folks are creating a brand new segment that's going to be fantastic for our viewers. Kick us off with why we are doing this, why it got started, and why it's so important for our community.
Yeah, well, I think first and foremost, I think we want to just thank H&N and the Merry Monarch. That's actually how the two of us got connected here with H&N and working with H&N. And then we got this call to try and make something so that there's a little bit more ʻōlelo Hawaii out there. And so we're just really excited to be here and get this going for the community.
To help normalize ʻōlelo Hawaii in mainstream media. I think, you know, the Merry Monarch broadcast we've seen the past couple years, we've had a live stream in ʻōlelo Hawaii Piha, so people could watch the Merry Monarch broadcast in ʻōlelo Hawaii, and we're lucky enough to have the kuleana of being the host there. And through that relationship with H&N, we have this opportunity now to have a little bit of a wider reach and to try and see what we can do with mainstream media in ʻōlelo Hawaii.
Also, I do want to echo as well, you two, as we look at images of you right there, but you do a fantastic job during Merry Monarch, especially to just give viewers that opportunity to hear the language, see the mele, see the hula. It is fantastic. But in addition to that, I feel like one of the things now that we're in our adult life struggle with is like, for those of us who maybe didn't grow up in the Punana Leo curriculum, like what is that first step into integrating back into ʻōlelo Hawaii? Because when you go to these schools, you're seeing young keiki speaking it. I don't know how you feel sometimes, but I'm thinking, oh man, I'm way behind. So oftentimes I think the struggle for once you get into the latter stages is how do you approach it? Like what is step one? How do we do it?
Well, we didn't we didn't grow up speaking Hawaiian either. We learned it in school way later. I started in high school. She started in college, and really the first step is making a step. Like just make that decision. Make that decision. Whatever kind of program you can find, and if there is no program, grab a children's book, listen to us. Like, you know, there's so much out there that's accessible. Maybe, and I think a lot of people don't know it's accessible. That's the hard part.
The other thing too is that we're adults, and so we think we speak language, and so we don't give ourselves grace to speak, to learn something from nothing. Brand new takes a lot of effort, and I think what people need to realize is your ears are your first sort of learning space, and so listen to Hawaiian music, listen to Mana Leo, listen to all of the ʻōlelo Hawaii you can, and train your ear to hear ʻōlelo Hawaii, because your mouth will then mimic what your ear is able to hear.
Yeah, absolutely. And just like what Kainoa was mentioning, he's like, oh, I'm a little bit shamed because I'm so behind. But I've actually gotten over that feeling of being shamed because plenty people don't. Plenty people don't speak, and I don't want the Hawaiian language to be foreign right in our state. And so we just got to get over that hump and be like, give me all the knowledge, bring it to me. I'm hopping in, because even my niece, my nephew, they punana leo, but for them to be speaking in the household and that now going over to my keiki, it's like, it's a beautiful thing to hear, and it's making me want to learn from no matter how old I am, I can still learn. Right?
Absolutely.
So learning from the keiki has been such a precious thing for our household.
And if you have those keiki in your household, you're lucky, right? And they can be your kumu. But also, too, the idea of the Kaiapuni program, or the educational system sort of creating these spaces to ʻōlelo Hawaiʻi, was always to return the ʻōlelo into the home and to get that language back into the hale. And so, you know, one of the benefits of what we're trying to create here is that we get to come into people's homes through the TV screen, and that bring that ʻōlelo Hawaiʻi back to living rooms and to kitchens and to places where people are living and working and doing life, and can be doing that in ʻōlelo Hawaiʻi.
Can I ask as well, you mentioned both of you didn't start fully becoming immersed in ʻōlelo Hawaiʻi till later in life. What was the biggest challenge, maybe one of the biggest obstacles that you had to overcome when you started?
Finding a community to practice with. Just finding friends that are usually of a similar proficiency, but then also like being okay with being in front of people who are way better than you. And you know, the hardest thing about learning language, any language, is being okay with the fact that you're gonna make mistakes. And you just got to get over those, you know? It's not easy. It's not easy.
When you choose a career and you're practicing, there are contexts in which you immerse yourself and practice the skills that will make you successful in those spaces. And because ʻōlelo Hawaiʻi, because there aren't very many really ʻōlelo Hawaiʻi intense communities anymore, that skill takes longer to learn.
Now, I wanted to talk to you about the content. Of course, in ʻōlelo Hawaiʻi, these entire segments will be produced in. I wanted to ask, like, what kinds of things that we're going to be talking about, different topics, who we're going to talk to. What are you guys thinking?
Everybody and anybody can speak Hawaiian. We know that we don't know everybody. We have a lot of friends. We have a lot of people who are in our own community that we would want to tell their stories. We want to bring on musicians and chefs and people who are doing the thing in ʻōlelo Hawaiʻi. But also, we don't know everybody. And we know that there are stories out there of people and their relationship with their kupuna, and maybe they ʻōlelo Hawaiʻi. They have these awesome stories. So we also want to invite people to contact us through through Hawaii News Now, to really, you know, sort of give us the opportunity to tell other people's stories as well. So a lot of that content can come from the public.
Right, and you were mentioning Kuleana earlier. It's his responsibility to be in people's living rooms and their hale every single day. So for you, bringing that to this specific segment, like, what are you asking of the public during that time?
I think first and foremost, join us, of course, right? Join us, listen in. If you have any thoughts, if you know, like Kealohi said, if you have a story or if you have Hawaiian language experiences that you think are valuable and you want to share them, let us know. And also, if you have any ideas about what we can do, what you want to see more of, what you want to hear more of, and how we can make these segments better, we really want that, because we want this to be this is for the community. This isn't for us to come and just be on TV.
So there's two, you know, permission too is also important. Permission, we're asking permission, a blanket permission over the TV. Can we come into your homes? Maybe, you know, let us sit with you while you cook dinner or while you come home from school. But that permission is important, because we want to make sure that you understand that we're here for the ʻōlelo Hawaiʻi speakers who do speak Hawaiian to have representation on mainstream media, but also that this is an opportunity for learning. And so that invitation or that permission to have us in your home really is important. Yeah.
So hele mai no be shame.
Yes, absolutely. One of the really fun things we get to do is being a part of High Now Daily, though, is to find out what works best for us when people come in, and that's always having fun. And even as we talk about ʻōlelo Hawaiʻi, the best way to become immersed in that, we're gonna do a little bit games. We have some trivia over here to kind of test where we're at right now, the baseline of our understanding. Is that right?
Yeah. Good fun.
Yeah, we're gonna do some trivia then.
So I think we have, what do we have? Do we have Hawaiian phrases or Hawaiian words?
Well, there's a few words, there are a few phrases, and we'll just see if we can unpack and see what we got here.
Let's start simple.
Yeah.
Let's start simple. So
This one seems pretty...
yeah, not too bad. What does aloha mean? What do you guys?
Oh my goodness, how much time is left in the show? No. I mean, simple. I mean, oh man, I'm thinking about the way it's used. I'm gonna say love.
Okay.
Yep.
Aloha, like
I love how he
you.
said love, like he don't already know.
Nah.
Not act. What is that in Hawaii?
Exactly.
Yes, I would say the same thing. Love, it's that feeling. It's the hello, goodbye.
Yep.
It's pretty much.
Mai'ka'iloa. Yeah, so there are these words. So what we wanted to kind of highlight is the fact that there's aloha and there's what people think aloha means. And then there are all the definitions. If you look into the dictionary and you read about aloha, it is not just one of those things, but it's the sum of all of those things and the very essence of the word then we internalize. So the more you use the word aloha in its many different contexts, the more understanding you come to have about that word aloha. So next we have...
I think the next one was mahalo.
Is mahalo.
Okay.
Another
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, good. Thank you. Goodbye is a hui ho.
Like bye, like aloha, mahalo, bye. At the same time.
So in the context,
And here I
at the
was
same time.
thinking mahalo meant thank you.
Yeah.
No, I don't mean thank you, but I also say that as I leave.
Yeah.
Like when you guys are mahalo each other, and then I usually, that's like the last word I usually say when I leave, like mahalo.
Yeah,
for your time,
and that's awesome.
for joining us, for being here.
Yep, because
For
that
your
shows the
aloha.
context. The context of it is important, yeah? So mahalo, definitely thank you. And one of those words that you might hear as a salutation, sort of as you walk out.
Man, many definitions.
Okay.
So hikino.
Hikino, let's go.
Can.
Let's go, can do.
Can do.
Yes.
Can do.
Yes.
Give
Yeah.
up.
That one we know.
Mai'ka'iloa.
Perfect.
Next one, you guys doing good? We got 3 out of 3 so far.
Yeah, hanging in there right now.
For 3.
We have the community. We're with people who are better than us. This is good. We're checking some boxes
Elevating our
here.
language. Pehea oi.
Okay, how's pehea oi?
How are you?
Mai'kaino
Yeah.
makamahalo.
Oh, you're just jumping to it.
No, I mean, I took some Hawaiian language classes in college, but I still...
So that's a response to it, right?
Yeah.
Pehea oi. How are you?
Yeah, how are you?
How are you doing? Yeah. And then Mai'kaino mahalo. I'm very good. Thank you.
And then
very
I
much.
saw oi is, and you?
Oi.
Oi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you. Yeah.
And then ehele mai.
Helemai is like... Actually, my tutor would always say, helemai e ai, like come on and eat.
Yes.
So I always know that from come on, let's eat. And so my ears.
Yeah.
I actually knew that. My tutor would
Hikino.
say it too, but the hele might never sound like that. I was like, kainoa, hele mai. I was like, I'm in trouble.
Yeah. That's a different. That you wasn't listening the first 3 times.
She's
That's
like,
like
"Hoi,
bringing the point.
hele mai,"
No,
point the ground like, oh, I gotta go.
Yeah, exactly. And then ahui ho is always a fun one.
That's my goodbye.
That's the, yes.
Ahui ho,
So this
mahalo.
is the interesting thing about this, right? Until hui meet ho again. So until we meet again. And so a lot of times people say goodbye, but it really is indicative of a goodbye that is premised on us coming together again at some point. And it doesn't matter how far or how close that coming together is, but it is that we see. So people don't use it in this context, but we want people to use it is when you go to sleep at night, right? Ahui ho. Because I'm going to sleep and I will see you again. You and I will meet again when I wake up and emerge from my room in the morning. Ahui ho. Yeah. So some good phrases that we can begin with. We were going to put this one in there, but we weren't sure. But kamau ki aha.
Kamau.
Kamau. Kamau.
It's a trick one. Kamau to cheers.
Cheers.
Oh.
Since we're getting into the pauhana hour, we're going to throw that one in there.
So we always did an ola one. No, you get ola.
Kamau ki aha. Very
You can,
Hawaiian.
ola,
Yeah.
you can.
Yeah.
Nice.
Kamau ki aha, cheers.
Hey, we gotta start using that.
That one.
You're welcome, everybody.
Thank you so much.
Of course.
Mahalo.
Mahalo.
Yes.
Yeah.
And until we meet again.
Ahui ho no ka.
Ahui ho. Stay with us on High Now
Aloha
Daily.
nui.
We'll be right back. Mahalo, gang. Mahalo, mahalo. How's it, Aloha gang, and welcome back to High Now Daily. You know, Hawaii News Now is 2 floors over here. The kitchen's located on the top one, and anytime you can smell food downstairs, that's when you know big time things are happening in the kitchen. We want to bring in right now Chef Colin Hazama. Welcome in, Chef.
Kind of a pleasure again.
Thank you very much for being here today. So before we get into all the Ono food and everything with that, C4 Table, yes. Chef, for those who are stepping into it for the first time, tell us about C4 Table, everything you've been working on.
So C4 Table is my business. I started out, actually started right during pandemic time, and it was a time for me to be able to do my own catering and bring food to people who haven't really seen or had my food. I was previously at the Royal Hawaiian as executive chef, so after that, it was time to kind of start my own thing. So yeah, I do my own caterings. I do pop-ups at Fish Cake every Wednesday from 11 to 4. And then I also do kind of events and collaborations. So I just did one with Bar Manze in February, and then I was in San Francisco, and so I did one with Francis Ung over at Abaca in San Francisco as well.
Congratulations, Chef. Yeah. In addition to that as well, you mentioned you're bringing food to these different areas and markets, but let's talk about your food, Chef. We know you're an avid diver, magical at the seafood, but what type of dishes are you making at C4 Table? Because let me tell you, it's not traditional like market and you see Chef, it's really great stuff.
I try to showcase elevated farm-to-table cuisine. I'm kind of like a kind of Asian, modern Asian kind of techniques, and I was also French trained, so I have French trained background. I worked with some great chefs, Chef Alan Wong, Chef Roy Yamaguchi, as well as some San Francisco chefs, Chef Gary Denko and Jean-Georges in New York. So.
And we're looking at some of the images of the magical creations that Chef makes, one of which he actually brought into the studio for us today as we kind of get things going over here. What are we dining on today?
So today what we're dining on is, this is my tea-scented onaga, and I did this for a dinner with collab with Sumida Farms watercress, and so luckily right now we've been able to get onaga, which is to me one of the best.
Tell everyone out there as well, what is onaga?
So onaga is a longtail red snapper. It's caught in depths, 600 depths below sea, and only longline fishing can catch that deep sea. So it's very unique. It's rare to get. Weather has to be good. It has to be during the right time of year, so it's definitely...
Chefs have to be good, make sure everything looks and tastes good. And now I have many questions. Chef, tea-scented onaga, how does that work?
So basically what it is I take a little bit of jasmine and black tea, and then I basically make a salt. I flavor that. And I also rubbed a little bit of, this is fresh green curry. I made a little fresh green curry with like some Thai aromatics with like kaffir lime, Thai basil, cilantro. And what we're doing right now is we're gonna just kind of lightly scent it. We're gonna go ahead and put some water in there to steam it. I put the tea salt in there, and then we're just gonna turn the heat down, and we're just gonna do a slow poach in there. At the same time, we also have some taco. This is a local caught, which...
Didn't I tell you guys he's a diver? It's all seafood on this, this cooking apparatus right now.
So this is some taco that I caught a couple months back, and believe it or not, as divers and fishermen, we like to actually catch it, freeze it, because it actually tenderizes the taco by itself.
So is that kind of like a cooking debunked myth that fresh, like sometimes previously frozen, it can work out very well?
Exactly. With octopus, because it's kind of a tough, mollusk or whatever, it's very, very chewy. And so if you catch it right after the day, cook it like the next night, it probably won't be that tender. You have to cook it for a long period of time.
Gotcha.
And so the secret is you freeze it for a month or two, and it actually tenderizes it. So when you do blanch it and cook it...
A month or two? That's a good bit of time.
Yeah. But it actually helps to, I mean, you keep it airtight in a Ziploc or vacuum sealed, and then when you need it, you defrost it, and then we poach it, and then I also smoked it, so it's gonna be nice and soft and tender.
That is crazy. Again, tea-scented onaga. We've got taco going right now as well. What are you serving up with C4 Table right now? Where are you gonna be this week?
So tomorrow I'm at Fish Cake from 11 to 4, and I'm basically showcasing 3 dishes. I'm doing onaga. I have onaga with a poached white soy dashi sauce broth, and then I'm also doing my mapo tofu yakisoba, which people like. It's like a play on Japanese and Chinese style with mapo tofu. And then I'm also doing a chilled butternut soup. So.
All of that sounds great, Chef. Now, I do know you have the Instagram as well. What is the best way to stay up to date? Because you always release different stuff with C4 Table.
Yes. So you can follow us on Instagram at C4 Table, or at Chef Colin Hazama is my Instagram post. But also, if you want to reach us, you can email me at chefcolinhazama@c4table.com, and or text or call us at 808-922-1910.
Solid. All right, Chef, keep doing your thing over here. Hang out with us over here in the kitchen. Coming up a little bit later, we're going to be talking about private events. You can hire him for catering needs as well. Rachel, we're going to send it down into the studio with you. I think you got some live music coming up, right?
That's right, Kaino. Yep, you hire Colin Hazama for the grinds, and then you come hire this guy, Ryan Perez, for the music, and then you got yourself a paina. And right now, we could be checking in with Ryan Perez because he is one of the on-the-rise artists with the Henry Capono Foundation. You've been a part of it for the last 3 years. Tell me about how that's been working out for you.
It's been so amazing. So many opportunities that the Henry Capono Foundation has provided for myself. You know, one of the biggest things though I want to talk about is, you know, the mentorship and collaboration, right? There's been shows like The Three Little Birds, or what I am so blessed to be a part of is The Wave. It's Uncle Henry, Tavana, Anthony Fluke, Danny Carvalho, and myself, and we've just been creating, you know, we've been creating some noise here in the islands, and you know, through that collaboration, you learn so much, right? You sometimes get put into you know, situations where you're uncomfortable, you know, seeing stuff that you usually don't ever perform. So there's always a lot of growth, you know, in the uncomfortable spots.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but also you get to learn their process, you know, and these guys are so talented, right? And so to sit in a room and watch how they process songs, it makes me want to go home and just practice, and just keep getting better and better and better, you know? So I'm really looking forward to Manoa Valley Theater, May 28th. We got a sold-out show. It's going to be so amazing.
It's going to be amazing, but of course, since it is sold out, he also performs at a variety of venues around Oahu. So if people wanted to come in and check out one of your performances, where are you otherwise?
So, you know, starting in June, Friday's going to be at the Garden at the Boardroom in Kailua. I tend to stay in my little area of Kailua. And then Ko'olau Distillery. But every third Saturday, shout out to Big Island, I play at Kona, Royal Kona Resort, Don's Mai Tai Bar. I have a wonderful residency there. And I love it so much there.
Very cool. Now, as we're kind of talking about your music, you kind of mentioned with the mentorships and the collaborations, those are some of the guys that you looked up to and how you kind of created your own sound. But when it comes to creating your music, you're writing your own stuff and you're really putting your heart and soul into your lyrics. And how is that for you and just getting it all out there? It's almost therapeutic, right?
It's extremely therapeutic. And sometimes, you know, the songs come out and you're like, whoo, I'll put that one on the side for a minute. You know, I don't know if I want that one to come out to the world yet. But for me, you know, it's so therapeutic. You know, like growing up, I had a hard time crying. So to me, you know, that's a big energy release. And so for me, I had to find ways, and music was it. So getting pen to paper, writing my emotions down, my experiences, I mean, that's pretty therapeutic. So to just get it outside of here so it's not sitting in here.
Yes, and we love to hear it. So Ryan Perez, he's got a song for us today. In fact, he's got 2 songs that are happening today. So what is this one that we're gonna be?
So this one's entitled Life is Good. I have an uncle back home in North Carolina. He said, boy, all you need is 3 things in life: someone to love you back, and something to look forward to, and life is good. And I wrote a song about it.
All right, well, let's do this.
All right. I wake up every morning with a simple frame of mind. School and work, and then the weekend is the time to set myself free and throw some back with my family and friends. It's all about the big time, it's all about the fun. So grilling on the back deck, cold beer and the sun. Oh, there's beauty all around me, not a worry in the world. I'm singing here's to this life, the one that I live with no regrets. And here's to this life, the one that I never forget. Said all you need is someone to love that loves you, and always have something to look forward to, and life is good, yeah, that's right. Well, it was peaceful summer's eve in the state of infancy, when love walked through the door and overcame me. She was a sweet southern belle who stole my breath away from me, yeah. Said I looked her in the eyes and I asked her to marry me. All the best things in life always happen for free. Oh, a tear fell from her eyes as that ring kissed her skin. Oh, a love so divine, shared through the thick and thin. Oh, here's to this life, one that I live with no regrets. And here's to this life, one that I never forget. Say all you need is someone to love that loves you and always have something to look forward to. And yeah, life is good, yeah. All you need is someone to love that loves you and always have something to look forward to. And life is good, yeah. All you need is someone to love that loves you and always have something to look forward to. And life is good. All you need is someone to love that loves you. Always have something to look forward to. And life is good. Oh, life is good, yeah. Life is good.
Aloha and welcome back to Hai Now Daily. The Hokulea and Hikianalia have departed from Oahu and will make a final stop on the Playa statewide sail in Hilo before leaving on their 3-year Moananui Akea voyage. Now, while the canoes are docked in Hilo, they will connect with the community with a welcome ceremony and a public dockside engagement at the Grand Nani Loa of all places. We love it there. It's on May 21st at 4 p.m. and on the 22nd from 3 to 6 p.m. Then on May 24th, you can enjoy music, entertainment, food trucks, and so much more at Hilo's Hokulea, Ho'olaulea from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Makai side of the Waiʻola Boat Harbor, right next to Suisan's. Now, the Nani Loa is the place to be this week, so take advantage of those kama'aina rates and enjoy all the cultural festivities happening in Hilo. And now, while we're going to send things up to Kaino, who's upstairs, probably still grinding. Kaino, what's happening?
Still here, still waiting, patiently hanging out with Chef Colin Hazama, C4 table. Very excited to have him here in the High Now kitchen, cooking up all kind of ono grinds. Now, before we went to break, Chef, we got started with onaga and taco. Yeah, what's next?
Right. So we have the onaga, which just steamed perfectly, and then we have the taco. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and cut the taco, and you're gonna help me torch it, so it gives it a little bit of that char kind of effect. So this is, you know, it's been lightly poached. And then what we did was after we just did a little sear on it, and then now you're gonna char it. So
it's a professional chef over here, okay? That's a big knife for everyone watching at home. Don't be tantaran. If you don't know how to slice, okay, go slow.
I know.
Slow.
I was like, wait, what?
all right, so you're gonna go ahead and put this on there.
Okay,
and try to keep its shape, so then later when we plate it up, we can go ahead and.
So did you season the taco before going into the pan, or no? Just
yeah. It was lightly seasoned before when I poached it, so it already has the flavoring from inside.
Gotcha.
After we cooked it, so you're gonna just go ahead and hold the torch.
There we go.
And you just don't want to hit the top on it, just to give a little char, get a little color, go right on top of it. There you go. You can hold it down, yeah. There you go. Nice.
Yeah?
Yep, just like that.
How's that?
A little more.
A little bit more.
Yeah. Give it that nice char flavor.
Oh yeah.
Beautiful.
Can
Perfect.
smell them already. How's that?
Good.
I'm hired.
Yeah. So with that, we're gonna do a little the octopus, the taco, and then we also have the onaga. But the other thing I also do is I feature a lot of local farms.
Right.
So what we have over here is we have some corn, which is from Alun Farms,
Right
the sweet corn. Just a little bit of butter in there. And then we're gonna plate up later. We're gonna have a little bit of the Whole Farms tomatoes. I make a little relish with this, a little ginger, a little onion, and a little bit of soy, just to make a little vinaigrette. And then we have some radishes, and then Sumida's watercress. And then over here is a little bit of watercress basil coulis sauce.
This is fantastic, Chef. Everything inside the kitchen local, yeah?
Yes, everything local. And we want to make it kind of like in a healthier, summertime's up. It's a lot of fresh produce, fresh ingredients, no butter. And then we're also gonna top it up with a little bit of truffles later, because we have a little fresh summer truffles.
It's getting fancy over here. I do want to get a shot of this as well before we go to break. This is gonna be the finished, completed tea-scented onaga, yeah? Once everything comes together. Would you look at that? That looks so ono. And as we always say over here, you eat with the eyes first. The eyes is hungry, the opu is hungry. Chef, we're happy to have you. I do want to ask you as well, before we let you go, private catering events, right? Especially as we head into the summer, there's graduation parties that are happening. Dinners, but people can book you for a more curated experience, right?
Exactly. So I do parties of as small as up to 8 to 10, but lately I've been doing a lot of parties that are about like 45 to 50. And we just need to be able to have either your residence or some event space that we can use that has a kitchen and availability. And we bring everything to you. We cater, we customize your menu, and we also make sure that you have some food left over after, and we clean your kitchen as if we weren't even there.
Say that last part, Chef.
Yes.
I think everyone was on the. Wait, you do what at the end?
And we clean your kitchen as if we would never ever entered.
Okay, Chef, how do people book you for the private catering?
Okay, so to book us our private caterings, you can email us at chefcolinhazama@c4table.com, or you can text or call us at 808-922-1910.
Okay, Sally, is there a minimum, Chef, for like the party size?
So minimum is about 8 to 10 people, usually around $800 to $1,000. But that's, you know, about if you go out to dinner and you haven't spent about $80 to $100 for a special occasion, I mean, that's kind of like your average right now.
I mean, I stand by this guy as a chef. His food is absolutely incredible. You book this guy, you will not be sorry. Stay with us on High Now Daily. We got much more coming up throughout the show, including this tea-scented onaga, which we'll finish up in just a bit. Right on, Chef? All right, lights, camera, action. Welcome back to High Now Daily. It's time to have some fun.
Oh yeah, we got a few buzzers over here. I think you can guess. We're gonna be doing some trivia over here.
That's right. We've got some Hawaii movie trivia that we're going to get into a little bit. Obviously, everyone here at home is so psyched ahead of the live-action release of Lilo and Stitch, celebrating all the great local actors that are in that film, bringing Hawaii culture to the big screen. So we figured, why not talk story, right?
Let's do it. Let's do it. So we've got some trivia that we've not seen at all. So we're not cheating, but we're going to use these buttons.
We didn't plan the questions. We didn't plan the outfits.
Yeah.
It's totally legit. We're doing all our own stunts today. Yeah.
Okay, but we also brought in one of our favorite people over here. We've got Sean Hoban.
MC Sean D is in the house.
There you go.
Yes.
And you know, you're in the movie scene too. You do a lot of stuff on the set. So.
I do. So I got movie trivia. Well, let's have some movie trivia.
Okay.
You guys
All right.
ready?
So
Let's do
Hawaii
this.
movie trivia. So
Yes.
All Hawaii
special.
movie trivia. Let's go. Question one.
Okay, let's go. You know what? Here, each one gets a buzzer.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
You get a buzzer each there, and you can call it out.
All right, let's do this.
Okay, name the animated movie where Dwayne Johnson sings.
I thought we were
Moana. Moana.
That's all right.
Really, this man does not wait for the. They told us wait.
I know it's per
Okay,
question,
that's
but
all
let's go
right.
both.
How about try
Here we go,
wait?
guys. Here's one that a lot of people get wrong. Okay.
Okay.
Which Jurassic Park movie filmed its iconic dinosaur stampede scene in the lush valley of Kauai? A lot of people think Kualoa Ranch, but it's shot. Which one shot in Kauai?
I want to say the third one with Chris Pratt in it. Is that not the third? Or is it the Chris Pratt one?
It's the
original. It's the original.
Ding, 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 ding.
Part.
Okay, it's the original. It's the
Wait,
original.
you didn't get that right?
When you hold it longer, the button goes longer. Try sample this and watch.
It goes different ones.
Matches the dress too. Okay, question number 3.
Back to the question at hand.
You're so sidetracked.
Dwayne Johnson, aka The Rock, filmed the Jungle Adventure movie on Oahu at Kualoa Ranch.
Jumanji! Welcome to the jungle!
Jumanji! Oh, that was
I think
close.
that was me.
Well, okay.
I wish we had
Which Jumanji?
This
Which
is another.
Jumanji?
The first one.
Welcome to the jungle.
Welcome to the jungle.
Okay, the next one, the movie. Now this movie.
Now we're singing.
Starring George Clooney as a landowner in Hawaii.
Descendants. Oh.
Descendants. And it featured Oahu and Kauai.
It did. And if you're counting at home, I believe the kids went to Punahou School. Just throwing that out there in case you hadn't seen it yet.
Question number 5 here. What Disney animated movie set in Kauai features a little blue alien and his hula dancing fish? Which one?
Disney animated movie set in Kauai features a little blue.
Did you say Lilo and Stitch?
No, it's
okay. I'm gonna go with it's animated.
It's Lilo and Stitch.
It's animated Disney movie.
It's animated.
Featuring a little blue alien.
Okay,
here we go.
Last one.
Right.
Okay, here we go. Last question for all of the...
Okay.
Name the Zac Efron comedy on North Shore.
I do. Oh. Zac Efron. I don't know. What was the question again? I heard Zac Efron. My mind just said.
Wait. The movie? Oh, Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates.
There you go.
I'd be his wedding date any day.
So good
my
at
goodness.
Movies are my favorite.
I love, and a lot of movie things. We hope that we'll get our movies back. But yes, this is our movie trivia.
I hope so. That's right. Did you watch that? You're a big Zac Efron fan.
I'm saying let's do a number 2 of that Zac Efron.
Right.
Number 3, number 4.
Right.
One of us. We're game.
Yeah. Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates, so that was a funny one too. What I love as well is that for the Hawaii films, it's almost fun to go and see all the people you know in the movie.
Yeah.
Right? Because there's so many local actors that make cameos in it, including, for those of you who have seen Lilo and Stitch, I'm not going to give anything away, but you may or may not be seeing some people that you know here in that movie. It's not me. It is not me, but I'm not. You're gonna. There's a face. You're like, oh my gosh. Go see the movie. I'm not saying who it is. Go see the movie.
Okay. All right. Yeah, how is it? Okay, Aloha. We're gonna go to break right now. Yeah.
Can we do movie trivia all the time? Stay with us on High Now Daily. We'll be right back.
Yeah, but I love going to like Kualoa, take
Yeah.
pictures and all, you know. aloha and welcome back to Hai Now Daily. May is National Mental Health Awareness Month and a great time to prioritize your self-care. Explore Counseling of Hawaii is here with some tips, some tricks on how we can stay sane here in this world. My goodness. So we have Britt Young here, which I'm sure you've seen her a lot on Hawaii News Now Sunrise and on Hai Now Daily.
Here we go.
Thank you for being here again.
Thank you so much. And I'm so glad to follow a couple segments ago, Ryan, with the song. I'm thinking, you know, life is good. That's such a great reframe, and it's one of those tips, like, can you see that life is good? And for a lot of people, you simply can't, because our mental health crisis in this country is just continuously growing. I was pretty shocked to read some of the latest statistics that about 50% of our adolescents are living with a mental condition, that about half of the adults in America will have a diagnosable condition at some point in their lives. You know, that 1 in 5 adults lives with a mental health diagnosis right now. So, you know, just when we think we're like reducing the stigma and getting people into treatment, these numbers just come and hit me like a brick, because it reminds us, here we are still fighting the good fight.
Now, let's talk about the stigma. People don't want to talk about it, and that's why we really should. And a lot of going to see you and talking story is what heals. So can you talk to us a little bit about ways that you help your patients cope?
100%. And you know, just getting in the door is half the battle. You know, something that people should realize is that there's no therapist that's going to say, nope, nope, you're not sick enough, go away. If you think you're starting to feel a type of way, it's time to reach out for help, because some of these disorders like anxiety and depression are on a spectrum. And a lot of my clients come in and they say, you know, I waited years to call you because I didn't think it was bad enough. And it was bad enough. And now it's gotten to the point where it's really unlivable. And so part of it is just coming in the door, talking to someone, and you can see sometimes they walk out the door 15 pounds lighter. You can see there's light behind their eyes again. It is so important to find that person to help support you. And you know, one of the reasons I think that our statistics are getting higher and more difficult to overcome is because we think sometimes self-care, that's the big buzzword, right? But you'd be shocked. Listen to this. Okay. So people walk in my office all the time and I go, tell me about your self-care. Well, I took a bath on Thursday. Okay, so every Thursday, every day? No, one Thursday I took self-care. No. It's not a one-time, one-off event. You have to make it routine. It's not a spontaneous thing that you do on a special occasion. Self-care is scheduled, it is routinized, it is structured. And that's one of the best tips I can give people, is to make it part of your actual life. Not like, I did it once, why don't I feel better? Right?
Yeah, you know what? I wanted to ask you a little bit more about how people can reach out to you. I know it's important to hear all of these things, but when they actually want to make that commitment, they want to do structure and they want to, you know, stick to it. You've got tips, we mentioned those, but how can they contact you?
Yes, so there are so many wonderful healthcare providers in this community. We happen to have a really large group that we have that collaborate, that we all work together out of like 5 offices on Oahu, so they can call the Explore Counseling intake line anytime. We have a crisis line, we have after hours, so you can get an appointment typically within 3 to 5 days. Our philosophy is there's absolutely no way we want to only help you 3 months down the line. We need to help you now, like your crisis is now, and we need to get you in. And you know, that comes, you know, it comes to mind with the whole mental health crisis anyway, which is you have to get in when things feel acute, when they feel clinical. You know, half the battle
So preventative.
Preventative. And you know, what's really interesting is that, you know, okay, after a long day of work, right, you guys, you come home and maybe you're just like, your brain's telling you, just isolate, don't talk to anybody, just rest. And one of the best tips I can also give people is to remember that when your brain is telling you to isolate, you really need to connect. I use this example of the dog park. I've got 2 little Italian greyhounds. And they look at me like, please, mommy. And I'm like, oh, no, just let me watch trash TV, please, no. And I go to the dog park and all of a sudden my world is open and I'm connecting. Connecting is self-care. You know, that is very important. And another really quick tip is just to remember that, that feelings are fleeting. Statistically, the actual feeling you have in the moment is about 60 seconds. The perseveration of this is when we go on and on about the feeling that can last days, weeks, months. But the actual feeling, we go, you know what, we can overcome this by just remembering that it's like a wave. You feel a type of way, you try to cope, use your coping strategies, and then all of a sudden it's gone. And it's the perseverating over the bad feeling that keeps us in this like stalemate. But yes, we are always there to help. We really think it's important that our community in Hawaii get the help it needs. We are dedicated to this community and the mental health of Hawaii and its, its citizens. And we will bend over backwards to help people feel better. We're going to move the dial here, and we do it by, working together. And thank you.
Yeah,
and by you
Thank
guys,
you.
like bringing attention to this.
Hey,
and giving people, a way to look at mental health as this is just something you do. It's like taking care of your body. You take care of your mind.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
joining us. Britt Young of Explore Counseling of Hawaii. Reach out to her if you need her services. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be back with more of Hi Now Daily. Mahalo.
Thank you, Britt.
Thanks.
How's it, Aloha gang? Welcome back to Hi Now Daily. We're back here in the kitchen. Rachel made her way on up. We're back with Chef Colin. This entire show, we just talked to Dr. Rapun and Ka'iu about the Hawaiian word for patience, which is ahu nui, which is what I've been practicing ever since I've been watching Chef cook. Patience, Rach, waiting for you.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you guys waiting for me because I have no patience. I'm ready to jump in right now. This looks so good. I can actually smell it from the hallway while we're
That's what I was telling him. So this is the tea-scented onaga. I feel like one of the big takeaways for me too, Chef, was like the previously frozen part for the taco. You know, he was saying, obviously we always associate fresh, but with some of the seafood, sometimes better for freeze.
Well, yeah, just, it just helps to tenderize the taco and make it a little easier when you eat it, so it's not so tough. So now I'm plating it up. I've got the corn on there, the ever sweet corn. We got little whole farms tomato relishes to go on top. Onaga's on there, and then the sauce from the watercress, and just a few little garnishes.
All local too.
These are all local.
Awesome.
Yes, all the produce is all local.
And this guy is a fisherman, so he likes to go out there, catch a fish, bring it back and cook it. I know with your catering and doing all of that, you can do that, but sometimes when you got like a big party, then you gotta really reach out to the fish market.
I mean, pretty much most of my parties and stuff I order from the auction block. I get it from my vendors and things like that. So it's I mean, I'd like to be able to catch it all the time, but that's not reality.
Everybody wants to go fishing. What do you want to go fishing?
It's like going
out
surfing,
in the
right?
ocean. Yeah.
Oh, chef, what's going on right now?
And then
What you
now
putting
we've
over?
got truffles on there because it's summer, and we got some nice summer truffles in there. And,
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
and so we're ready to go and eat it. So we have our tea-scented onaga, and we have our little watercress basil jus
Okay,
with a little bit of
going
fresh whole farm
Oh
tomatoes
gosh, just
and
digging
corn.
into it is
Look
so
how
soft.
oh my goodness, so soft.
I know.
Jeez.
Oh, already impressing us. Jeez.
And then there's also the taco. You gotta try a little bit of that smoked taco. Actually, the smoked
Okay.
taco
Wow.
mocks like oceany bacon is what it should taste like.
And I'm trying
See,
to
now-
get every little bit.
See, this is the problem, chef. How do I eat onaga after this? Is the question.
Yeah,
you know what
that is
I
the
mean?
problem.
People are gonna serve onaga, and after trying this, it's like, wow,
Yep.
the bar is high.
Well, I mean, I try to get something that's a little more elevated, a little bit different so that you can't always have it at home.
This
but
is so
you can't book us
I'm
to
going in
make
with
that
this
for you.
This is so mean.
Holy moly, all the flavors all together on this plate. I mean, like, we could never do something like this kind of, and that's
No.
why we have to leave it to the professionals, you know? So make sure you contact this guy over here.
Chef Colin, thank you so much.
much.
And again, for more info about C4 Table, make sure you follow him on Instagram as well. It's been such a great show. Again, continue to watch as we launch this new series with ʻōlelo Hawaiʻi as well, with Ka'i'u and Dr. Rapun as well. But mahalo nui for watching.
Yeah, we're having a good time. We just had a great show. And to conclude Hi Now Daily for this Tuesday, we have Ryan Perez, who is downstairs with another original song. Take it away, brother.
Ba.
Aloha fam, here's a little track, All the Things You Do. It's Sunday, Kailua Marketplace. It is the place to be. One love, jalo. It's all about local community. Cause life is all about a good attitude, gratitude, and all the things you do for yourself and those around you. Yes, this local love welcomes in people from different walks of life. We're all about those honeybees. So